Hello and welcome to The Explainer. Have you ever felt like you're talking, but nobody's really listening? In a world that's just packed with noise, getting your point across is, well, it's basically a superpower. Today, we're going to break down the art of saying more with less. So let's jump right in. I want you to picture our modern world as this giant, roaring waterfall. But instead of water, it's a constant cascade of emails, Slack pings, notifications, and back-to-back meetings. We have more ways to talk to each other than ever before, but the actual meaning? Yeah, that's getting totally lost in the static. So that's the million-dollar question, isn't it? How do we cut through that deafening roar? How do we make sure that what we have to say isn't just another drop in the waterfall, but a voice that actually gets heard and, more importantly, remembered? To figure this out, we first have to really wrap our heads around the scale of the problem. And make no mistake, we are in the middle of a genuine communication crisis, and it affects every single one of us every single day. So what's with this number, 174? Get ready for this. That's the equivalent of 174 newspapers worth of information that the average person is bombarded with daily. Can you even imagine trying to read that many newspapers in one day? That is the wall of noise we are all up against. And this constant digital flood, well, it's literally rewiring our brains. It's like we've all developed a kind of communication ADHD. We don't really read anymore, do we? We skim, we scam, we scroll, just hunting for keywords. And that means your audience, your boss, your client, even your family, is giving you just seconds to get to the point before they mentally check out. So being brief, it's not just polite anymore. It's a flat-out survival strategy. And you can feel the cost of rambling, right? Just listen to this. The first speaker, with all the ums and you knows, their credibility just plummets. They sound uncertain. But the second speaker, bam, the project is on track, we'll deliver Friday. It's pure confidence, pure authority. It's the same core message, but the impact is night and day. This quote from Einstein absolutely nails it. True expertise isn't about using a bunch of complicated jargon to sound smart. Not at all. It's the exact opposite. It's the ability to take a complex idea and make it powerfully simple. That's real genius. So let's dig into this philosophy. Why is being brief so incredibly effective? Well, because it's way more than just a communication tactic. It's a whole mindset, and it's rooted in psychology and just plain old respect for other people. See, our brains are wired to be efficient. They're lazy in a good way. They want to save energy. So when you ramble, you're forcing your listener's brain to work overtime. That's what scientists call cognitive load. But when you're concise, you do the heavy lifting for them. You chunk information into nice, digestible bites, kind of like how we remember phone numbers. And you tap into something called the peak end rule, which means people remember the most intense part and the end. A short, powerful message nails both. Being brief is literally being kind to your listener's brain. But look, beyond all the brain science, this is what it really boils down to. When you take the time to deliver a clear, concise message, you are sending a powerful, unspoken signal. You're saying, I value you, and I respect your time. And honestly, that builds trust and goodwill faster than just about anything else. Okay, so we've got the why. Now let's get to the how. We're going to walk through a really simple but incredibly powerful framework. It's called the Brevity Filter system. This is your practical, step-by-step guide to making this happen. It's just a 3-phase process. Easy to remember. First, you clarify your thoughts before you say a word. Second, you cut away everything that's not absolutely essential. And third, you cap your message to make sure it lands with maximum impact. Clarify, cut, cap. Got it? Phase 1, clarify, is your blueprint, and you cannot skip this step. Before you write a single word of that email, ask yourself, if they remember only one thing from this, what is it? That's your North Star. Then decide what you want them to do or feel because of it. This foundation is everything. Now for the fun part, this sculpting. This is where you become a ruthless editor. For every single sentence, you have to ask, so what? If it doesn't directly support that one main point you just identified, cut it. Be brutal. Use the active voice. It's just stronger and more direct. And most importantly, lead with your conclusion. The military has a brilliant acronym for this. BLUF, bottom line, up front. And finally, the polish. Phase 3 is the cap. Our brains just love patterns, so try to group your supporting points into threes. It's just magically more memorable. If you have a complex idea, don't just state it, find a great analogy to make it simple and sticky. And here's a pro tip. Get comfortable with silence. A well-placed, strategic pause is way more powerful than any or ah. Okay, so theory is one thing, but let's see how this stuff actually works in the real world. This is where the brevity filter really comes to life. We have all gotten this before email, right? That wall of text where you have no idea what they actually want. Now look at the after. It's a total game changer. The subject line is an action. Point 1 is the bottom line up front. Point 2 gives you the why and a neat rule of 3. And point 3 is a crystal clear ask with a deadline. It's gone from being ignorable to being actionable in 10 seconds flat. And this mindset works everywhere. That rambling 50-slide deck that puts everyone to sleep, it becomes a powerful 5-slide story. That confusing elevator pitch, it becomes a crisp 60-second explanation of the problem you solve. Even tough conversations like giving feedback become clearer and kinder when you focus on one specific point instead of burying it. So, as we wrap this up, let's bring it all home. This whole thing isn't really about becoming a person of few words. It's about becoming a person of the right words. This is the mantra right here. It's about trading that feeling of anxious rambling for the cool confidence of clarity. It's about trading the illusion of complexity for the undeniable power of simplicity. Because really, what's the ultimate goal here? It's making sure people walk away remembering your ideas, not just the fact that you talked a lot. When you make every single word count, your message becomes truly unforgettable. And that's the final thought I want to leave you with. In a world that is practically begging everyone to talk more, to shout louder, true power lies in the quiet discipline of clarity. It's not the loudest voice that commands the room. It's always the clearest one.